Hello, this is John Boardman, host of the Boardman Auditorium, and thank you again for watching another episode. For this one, I will discuss on the importance of how we can overcome making mistakes. In this world, everybody makes and will continue to make mistakes. Making mistakes is part of our sin nature that we were born with. After Adam decided to disobey God by eating from the tree of knowledge, all humankind has been affected with a sin nature. Now, once we committed sins, God is quickly to forgive us when we ask Him. And not only does He do that, He gives us abundant grace, abundant mercy, and He won't take away His plan from us. The reason why we could say that is because the God in the Bible is the same God that we serve today. With Israel, they had a unique relationship with God because they were the chosen nation of His. In being the chosen nation of His, they were able to receive His covenant. And God never took back His covenant even though they committed sins. So that right there tells us that God keeps His promise to us no matter what. Well, sometimes even if we know that, we could still have a hard time of overcome mistakes that we made. Part of the reason why, Satan reminds us of that, and it keeps our mind, soul, and body under it. So the way we begin to overcome it, and here are the steps. First thing to do is find a place of solitude where there's no computers, no cell phones, and no television. And just use that time just to empty out your heart to God and just let Him search you out. Through that time of prayer, then you could also be reading Scripture to meditate your mind. With Scripture, prayer, and having your mind on God, that slowly begins to transform on how you look at your mistake. And the Bible will reveal to us that we will make mistakes in life, and God's grace is extended even after we have a relationship with Him and still make mistakes. Well, sometimes even knowing that, people may have a hard time overcoming their mistakes because they still look at their mistakes as affecting themselves. And that's part of our human nature of being self-centered. As we begin to have a relationship with Christ and we learn more about Him through His creation and through His Word, in our minds and hearts we will realize that life is not about us, but it's about Christ. So when we make mistakes, it not only affects us and those around us, but it also affects Christ as well. But thank God that on the cross, He took all the mistakes of humans of past and around the time He died, and into the future, He took that and He put that to death. So knowing that our life revolves around Christ, well, that will help us overcome the mistakes that we made, because when we make mistakes, we're so self-centered and so focused on how it affects us and how our possible future may outcome because of that. Well, understand that our life is not about us, but it's about Christ. That helps us because we realize that Christ, even though we make mistakes, still have a plan for us, and He won't take it away the same way His Father did not take away the covenant to Israel. That is extended to us as well. So a way to overcome mistakes is, number one, take a time of solitude, pray, and study the Word. And remember, our life is not about us, but it's about Christ and Christ alone. Knowing that and having His plan in us helps us overcome our mistakes. Well, I hope this video log helps to those who are listening, and thank you for watching, and you have a great summer.